Hi, I'm attorney John Mangan, board certified lawyer in the area of wills, trusts, and estates. And our topic today is the federal estate and gift tax exemption sunset provision that kicks in at the end of 2025. This is a topic that is and should be of great concern to anybody that would consider themselves to be a high net worth individual. So let me start with the concept of the federal estate and gift tax exemption. Think of this as like a coupon, and you can use the coupon in one of two ways. You can either use it to gift assets to someone else tax-free during your life, or you can use the coupon to pass assets on to whoever it is that you choose upon your death. Again, tax-free up to a certain limit. So you can use that coupon in one of two ways, either during life or following your death. Now, we've been in an era of historically high estate and gift tax exemption levels, particularly since 2017. But that's about to change significantly at the end of 2025, so only about 2 years from now. For 2023, the limit is just shy of $13 million per person. So that's the estate and gift tax exemption limit in 2023 for a single person. And if you happen to be married, you can basically double that exemption. 2024, as with each of the last several years, that exemption will go up slightly. It'll be a little over $13.5 million in 2024. And again, if you're married, you can double that amount. So 2023, 2024, if you're married, you're looking at about $26-27 million that you can shelter from gift and estate tax. So that's a great thing. Now, beginning in 2026, those limits will drop by about 50%. So the limits at that time will be inflation adjusted. So we don't have hard figures yet on exactly what those numbers will look like, but the projections that I have seen indicate that we might be looking at around $6.5 million or so per person as a estate and gift tax exemption limit. So remember, right now we're around $13 million, going down to about $6.5 million. That's a really significant drop off. Now, granted, for many people, those numbers won't really affect them that much if they don't have levels of assets that would even be in the ballpark of the 6.5 or so per person, which would be the much lower number beginning in 2026. But what we do know is that for those clients of ours that have achieved high levels of financial success, a whole lot more of them are going to be impacted directly beginning in 2026. Keep in mind that everything that you own and control at your death is includable in this equation at death when we figure out estate tax. So this includes real estate, it includes financial accounts, ownership interests in entities like LLCs and corporations, personal property, and even in most cases, life insurance. You add all that together, and for many people, those numbers can come out to be a lot more than they might otherwise realize. Let's touch a little bit on the tax rates too, because that's important. So when we talk about estate tax rates, you're looking at a range of somewhere between 18 and 40%, and it scales up. So once you have $1 million or more in exposed assets, and what I mean by that is, for example, if the limit is at $6.5 million per person and you have $7.5 million, then you now have $1 million worth of exposure. So if you've got $1 million or more in exposure, you'll be looking at a 40% tax rate. Think about that. Do you want your family paying $400,000 or more to the federal government? Do you think the federal government is going to make good use of that money? Or do you think your loved ones might make better use of that money themselves? Now, if this concerns you, know that there are proactive techniques that can be utilized to minimize the amount of estate tax that your family might someday owe on your behalf. But this is not something that you want to delay. Many of the techniques that we use to minimize potential estate tax exposure can be rather complex and take some time to implement. You do not want to wait until the second half or even the last quarter of 2025 to be looking into this, because at that point, it might be too late. Even if you find an attorney who's not very busy at that time, and really should be asking yourselves, why aren't they busy? Because major change in tax law, they probably should be. But even if you find someone that can help you at the last minute, I mean, is that going to be the right person for you? They're not busy. You got a lot of time pressure. You got to get this in and finished before the end of the year. That's probably not an ideal situation for anyone. One other important point that I want to mention here. A lot of these advanced planning techniques that we utilize take appreciation that might otherwise occur within your taxable estate, and they remove it from your estate so that future appreciation takes place outside of your estate. Let's say, for example, that just to use a nice round number, your net worth is $10 million today. And by the end of 2025, your net worth is going to grow to $12 million. Well, if you wait until the end of 2025, when your net worth is now about $12 million, okay, yes, there are still things we can do, but that appreciation of $2 million has already happened inside of your taxable estate, which means more exposure. By comparison, by putting planning in place now, we may be able to take that $2 million that hasn't yet happened. We're moving assets outside of your taxable estate. And now the $2 million in appreciation takes place outside of the taxable estate, meaning you do not have an extra $2 million of exposure to the estate and gift tax. So that's a real added benefit to acting now on this information and not delaying for a couple more years. So we've spent a lot of time just discussing the consequences of the change in estate tax laws that is upcoming at the end of 2025 and beginning with January 1st, 2026. If any of this piques your interest, if you have a question or concern and you'd like to speak with someone in our office, please feel free to reach out. You can either give us a call or use the contact form on our website. We look forward to hearing from you.